My work has been pretty resolutely outward. It seems I work best when I can spend a lot of time in different milieus. I, especially when young, was very, very happy to be dislocated. I liked being way out of my league. It put me in the right place to see things, to see how people were different and how people were the same. This is a piece by a popular Hong Kong artist. It translates as "Intelligence keeps a low profile." I loved being out in the world with my kids and my wife. I found it was sort of experiencing it over and over and through different lenses. And I think that I know that's a through line in my books. Writers write because that's how they are in the world, perceptually, morally, ethically. You do it because it's how you feel that you are in conversation with a whole bunch of things that are of fundamental importance. You have come over the course of time to be so trained, so immersed in this dialogue that you need to have it every day. I've gone back and forth between fiction and nonfiction over the course of my career. Nonfiction is more about the business of being a human being, whereas fiction is where I feel I am able to engage with the essence of being a human being. Fundamental to how I write nonfiction is that I write it like a novelist. My instinct to create a scene, to create characters, to walk you through a moment the way a novelist would. Almost a casualty of the way that writers work, particularly fiction writers, is that they stay nestled inside a group of characters, a setting, a community, because that's where they find those essences. That's where they find that depth, that truth. After a point, it must mean that you aren't that familiar with other things. I too thought when I was in my early 50s, well, maybe you've been doing the same thing for a long time, and it's possible there's a lot out there that you could do to know more about. And then along came this opportunity to lead a very meaningful and dynamic and urgent initiative. And secondly, frankly, to get out of the house. So I thought, well, let's take a job. This has been my office for 4 years, the period during which I've run the Institute for Canadian Citizenship. I've been working at the Institute, running the Institute for 4 years. So the me that had been crafted over decades as a creative person was interrupted. I felt I had to make the decision to revert to type, which is what I'm doing. I used to think I would be happy living anywhere. I had a little bit of a junkie's need for a new fix, a new society, a new dynamic, a new narrative. A little less so now. The desire to show the roots is there, and it wasn't before. It could be an emerging preoccupation as I enter my 60s. Who knew? Wouldn't have guessed that. I passed a happy childhood here. I know every inch of this ordinary street. If there's any kind of circle to an artist's creative life, which is to say you maybe go back to the fundamentals, and these, in my case, fundamentals I haven't really explored, they're right here. It's all right here. Lately, I've been thinking more and more about my age and what's behind and what's in front. I'm paying more attention to the very, very large pattern of the entry and exit of any small individual life, and how beautiful and terrible and humbling and awesome is the slipstream that I'm in. Same one we're all in.